What is happening? Welcome to the Plus Pitch Podcast, more pitching podcast from pitcherlist.com. My name is Nick Pollack. Today is July 2nd, and yes, we are going to talk about baseball. This is the 700th episode of the Plus Pitch Podcast. I honestly cannot believe that I've done 700 of these. And as a token of thanks to all of you for making it possible for me to continue doing this and to do 700 episodes, I'm doing something I never do. We normally give out a coupon of 15% off for PL Pro Yearly with promo code podcast. However, for this one, it's the 700th, I can't even say it, 700th episode. We're going to give 25% off PL Pro Yearly. You can use that coupon of plus pitch 700. All caps, plus pitch, and then 700. Go to pitcherlist.com/premium, sign up for PL Pro Yearly, and get 25% off with plus pitch 700. Thank you guys so much for joining me along the ride. Okay, Ed Rising, Edward Cabrera. Dead Rising, and beautiful graphic from Justin Paradis, I gotta say. This was an amazing game. 7 innings of 0 runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts, 14 whiffs, 33% CSW. This was a thing. He threw changeups and sliders for strikes and 80% secondaries. That is 20% fastballs, just throwing 5 four-seamers through some sinkers, mostly to lefties to pair with a changeup, and then it was changeups and sliders to right-handers. I want to really change your frame of mind, though. This changeup is about 95 miles per hour with 18 to 19 inches of run at 5 inches of vert, that is drop. Sometimes it does go down to like 2 inches or so, which is really good. Once you get the negative numbers, that's really nice and all. Just think of it this way. This is really a hard sinker with a lot of movement to it, this changeup. So if you think of him as a sinker slider, that is really what Edward Cabrera does. And he's going to have these games of 7 innings of 0 runs, right? Of 6 strikeouts when he's able to throw strikes with those 2 pitches. The bigger question to me is not necessarily if he's going to have that kind of changeup slider approach to right-handers. He really should. I think this is pretty obvious to me that it works. It's more that, okay, against left-handers, are you going to get enough out of your curveball and your sinker and be able to spot that changeup consistently? I hope so. I can't really tell you that he's going to. He's had a lot of turmoil with consistency in the past, but this was a very good one, and I really hope that it kind of changes the direction that Edward Cabrera goes in moving forward. You have Andre Palante going against the Pirates, and I gotta laugh. The entire chat on playback.tv is just posting all the trumpets today because of 700, which is awesome. Andre Palante against the Pirates. He came through if you streamed him. 7 innings of 0 runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. And what's so funny to me is that Palante, who normally throws just 4-seamers, sliders, and sinkers, didn't allow a single one of those hits. Not a single one of those. I'm going to do this again. Across 4-seamers, sliders, and sinkers. This is what Andre Palante normally throws. He didn't allow a single hit. 0 for 80 hits on those 3 main pitches. It was a curveball. He threw 14 curveballs, and one of those allowed the hit, which is so annoying. Thing is, though, he wasn't throwing strikes with a slider and 4-seamer to right-handers, and he had to throw something else. So Andre Palante really isn't that interesting to me. I'm really happy that this worked out against the Pirates. Maybe it works against the Nationals because he had struggles against right-handers, not really left-handers here, but it's not really enough for me. You have Grant Holmes, the real estate broker. Man, it has been a year of us trying to believe in Grant Holmes, then not believe in Grant Holmes. And what do we do? I don't know. This was a great one against the Angels. And honestly, it makes all the sense. You got a golden goal, 27 whiffs, 39% CSW, 6 innings, 0 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 10 Ks. It's because he went against right-handers and he was able to throw his absurd slider. It was 16 over 43 whiffs on his slider. Not a single wasted one. And this is actually something we're going to be talking about a lot moving forward is non-competitive rate. It essentially says, hey, we run PLV and we're able to determine if this pitch is essentially an automatic ball, right? Based on the count and all the things that we look at for PLV, we're able to say, yeah, this is a pitch that is just non-competitive and they're not going to swing at or anything, and it's a ball. So you want that to be under 10%. And generally what I've seen so far, it's still in the early makings of it. And we're going to have a big article on it and all that kind of stuff in the near future. But for the most part, you want to see under 10%. And then if you get close to like 15, 20%, that's like a major red flag for a game. After 20%, you're like, oh boy, this was just not good at all. Grant Holmes had a 0% non-competitive rate on 43 sliders. And that really showcases how good of a feel he has on this pitch, right? Not a single one was fully wasted. I'm not talking like an 0-2 waste pitch, which is out of the zone. No. I mean, out of the zone without any chance of guys swinging at it, right? He didn't throw a single one like that. So that's fantastic. And the other stuff against lefties, well, he only had 5 plate appearances against lefties, and he actually got 2 of the 3 hits that Grant Holmes allowed. 1 out of 19 hits to right-handers. Right, because the Angels are a right-handed lineup. So keep that in mind with Grant Holmes. He will do really well against right-handers. Left-handers, the big thing I've been focusing on is, hey, the curveball is supposed to be that. We've seen it at times as that pitch, but he still has to figure that one out. It's just a really, really, really good slider. And it kind of breaks the Wasker rule, but I think the cutter, fastball, and curveball are better than whatever Wasker Noah had, so that's okay. You have Tyler Anderson against Atlanta, 6 innings, 0 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Phenomenal game. He had a few issues against left-handers, but right-handers, he absolutely killed it with changeups and four-seamers per usual. And he got to the finish line. He wasn't too bad against lefties. I'm happy it worked out for him. Koufax helped him out, certainly, with balls in play. Paul Skeens, 5 innings of 0 runs, 6 base runners, 5 Ks. It's kind of interesting that he threw so few splinkers to left-handers. I don't really get that. Only 8 whiffs and 24% CSW here, because that should be just a destruction pitch against lefties. And the fact that he just wanted to go with 4-seamers, I get it, I guess, but yeah, you can do this. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, ace is going to ace. Not much to say here. I mean, he killed it. 7 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 4 base runners. Got the win against the White Sox. Thank you so much. Zach Gallen, my gosh. Against the Giants, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 0 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Oh my gosh. This was the best version of the 4-seamer and curveball. That is the 4-seamer, 29% called strikes. The curveball was just dominant downstairs to both lefties and righties. Everything else, changeups, cutters, whatever slider, no, not really. There were some interesting ones of the cutter to lefties, but yeah, this was a little bit of blame it on the Giants. It was also the peak of Gallen having 4-seamers and curveballs. So I would not say that we are in on Gallen moving forward because of this. It could very well be a dentist. That is, it shows up and then it doesn't come back. It isn't around for long. That's what it is. It's from 30 Rock. I mean, now it gets the Royals. That could work. If you want to take that chance, go ahead. But I feel like it's just going to be back to the old thing. I hope not. I really hope not. Joe Ryan against the Marlins. Ace is going to ace. Only 4 Ks. And it's really annoying that he doesn't have anything in the secondary department. It was 1 out of 10 strikes with his splitter against lefties, and the strike was a solo shot. Yeah, I mean, it's just, come on, man. It's just so annoying. Richard Fitz went against Brady Singer, and that was a rainout. Actually, a suspended game. So 3 innings of 1 earned run, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And I, unfortunately, get the streaming loss, which is so annoying. It would have been Edward Cabrera, but I get it. He gets Rocky Road next, so you want to hold on through this. I don't know how the ruling works if you need to have Fitz in your lineup today to get yesterday's. It is a 1 whip in a 3 ERA, so I guess it's beneficial with the strikeout. So I don't know, because the game is going to conclude today, and then you'll see the stats for your matchup, but is it because you put in Fitz yesterday or not? I don't know. Anyway, Fitz was throwing 97 plus. That's 2 to 3 ticks up from the 95 that we saw before. It looks like he's healthy now, and this wasn't just because it was the short start. I mean, maybe he would have had less stamina after 38 pitches that would have brought that down maybe to 96. Nevertheless, we are excited about this with Rocky Road up next for Richard Fitz. You have Matthew Boyd against the Guardians. Got the win, 7 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Yeah, I mean, he hung some changeups to right-handers and got 0 whiffs overall against lefties. It just kind of worked. He did locate well to lefties. He didn't have the best command to righties. His four-seamer was good enough. The slider is fine, 2 for 7 strikes against lefties. I mean, it's not really exciting. I think this is more of the Guardians just being good and a good team context with a good defense behind you and getting that win, of course. So Matthew Boyd is fine, but he's not really that kind of top 30 arm or so without that slider and the four-seamer that I think is still very hittable. You have Jacob deGrom getting a win against the Orioles. Ace is going to ace. It's strange to see 0 over 13 slider whiffs to right-handers, but he didn't locate the pitch well. He just really didn't. It wasn't a ton of balls. It was just like a lot of them in the middle and not the strongest down and away sliders when we did see it. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. That's really the difference maker there. Jeffrey Springs against the Rays, 5.1 innings of 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks. So we had some sunshine and rainbows here with the changeup doing so well against righties, and then he had some outs with the slider against lefties, but I mean, there's just not anything else. The four-seamer is still a very bad pitch. The slider isn't very good at right-handers. We had a 30% non-competitive rate on the four-seamer to right-handers. Oh my gosh. And then he also allowed a home run to lefty Brandon Lau. So just keep that in mind. Kevin Gausman against the Yankees, 5 innings of 2 earned runs, 6 hits, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Oh, by the way, yeah, we're back to Kevin Gausman being the kind of guy who doesn't have good command of his splitter now. Great, but we did get good command of his four-seamer, but not on the splitter, so 4 whiffs there, and we can't have everything. No, we can't. And as I mentioned before, Brady Singer against the Red Sox in Fenway, 3 innings of 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, again, cut short because of the rain delay. He does get the Marlins and Rocky Road before the All-Star break, and you probably want to be in on that with Brady Singer. And I do got to spend some time talking about Shane Baz. But I will do that and many more after this break. Shane Baz. Oh my gosh. He hosted the Athletics. 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, 20 whiffs, 38% CSW. On any other night, could have easily been a golden goal. The main thing I've been talking about with Shane Baz is that he has this new cutter that really, really ties the room together, right? You have this really good four-seamer, this really good curveball, and you need that third pitch to confidently get strikes. Well, that wasn't this. The cutter was 3 for 16 hits, which is not good. It's a high hit rate, with just a 50% strike rate and 0% CSW. It was either spat on when it was just outside the zone, not a bad non-competitive pitch, or it was just like very much in the zone. It did allow one of his long balls, and the four-seamer did allow the other one, but that heater was just so good. 14 over 39 whiffs. And he located beautifully upstairs to right-handers. And the curve is down and away to right-handers, is doing great things. So the way I see it, Shane Baz did really well, even without the cutter being at its best. And he did throw a slider and changeup too. But why? I mean, I really think the slider is kind of actually the cutter, just misclassified. Pretty much the same movement, just a little bit slower. I think it's just a misclassified cutter. While the changeup is a little too floated to lefties at the moment, he's not getting that down. He's a little susceptible there. But with that really good heater and that curveball, you got to love Shane Baz right now, and you should expect the cutter to be better moving forward. You have Michael Lorenzen against the Mariners in the T of Seattle. 4.2 innings of 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 0 walks, 5 Ks. You don't want this, guys. Just don't go after Lorenzen. I don't care. Brandon Young stepped in for Charlie Morton, and that wasn't very good. 4 innings, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks. It's kind of what we expected. Charlie Morton should go in a couple days, maybe Friday. I don't really want to touch Charlie Morton. You have the elbow tendonitis and everything. It's not for me. Hayden Birdsong against the Diamondbacks. Not really a start you want to go for, especially after his destruction last time. That was so bad. Well, guess what? 4 innings, 3 earned runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 6 Ks. 6 whiffs, 27% CSW with 79 pitches. Here's the thing. We have 47% strikes on the four-seamer with an 18% non-competitive rate. There you go. And that is why non-competitive rate is so good. It can display this kind of stuff. Me talking about he doesn't know where it's going, the chaos of it. It does showcase that there is a smaller margin of error. If you are throwing all these pitches out of the zone, and they're just so easily balls, that means you need to do that much better when you do execute them in the zone, or at least competitively. And also, it puts you in worse counts. You know, you're not putting away guys efficiently. So it's just Hayden Birdsong, that is the life that he lives. And yeah, he's not good. He's just not worth your time. I don't think the ceiling is as good as you think it is. You don't want to go after Hayden Birdsong. Okay, cool. Max Fried had a terrible inning where he allowed 2 home runs, 1 solo shot, 1 3-run shot in the 4th. And that's it. 6 innings, 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Keep in mind, that's a sub-1 whip. But only 2 strikeouts. I get it. And you want the win and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, fine. It's very frustrating. Gavin Williams, speaking of frustrating, 5.2 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Not a single pitch that Gavin Williams threw had a strike rate above 60%. However, not a high NC rate, right? Not a high non-competitive rate. A lot of these were competitive. He was nibbling a ton and he didn't get them. But the 44% strike sweeper is just, what are you doing? You can't throw that 25 times, Gavin Williams. He actually did go 25% essentially with all 4 pitch types. Curveball, sweeper, cutter, and 4-seamer. He threw the sweeper technically more than anything else at 25. And yeah, I don't really get that he did that so often. But there is a positive, silver lining. 97 on the fastball, again, with about 7 feet of extension on the 4-seamer. And he's still leaning on the cutter. So here's the thing. I could easily just say, all right, we're done. And yeah, I mean, that would be the easy way out. You know this. If you don't care that he has a higher velocity and extension and that he's still nibbling, he's not Hayden Birdsong of the 20% non-competitive stuff, right? He's actually still attacking for the most part, and those walks are just really annoying and it's close but not getting there. By all means, just move on from Gavin Williams. I get that value now, and this is a hopeful thing down the road. Totally get it. And also, he's could be like 1 or 2 starts away from actually being that guy. But maybe the command just isn't good enough. And that's just it. He's just not going to be that 65% plus strike guy with both his 4-seamer and cutter, or ever really 55 to 60 on his slider and curve consistently, right? I get that. That could absolutely be the case. So do what you need to do. Colton Gordon against the Rockies in Coors. Yeah, 4.2 innings of 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 walks, 3 Ks. He did do the Blake Snell blueprint for the most part. He faced mostly righties here. The 4-seamers up, and then sweepers and curves and some changeups down, and really is like split up in half. It's not very spread out, but it is split. Yeah, no, this isn't very exciting. You know, it's one of those arsenals that, yeah, that can work. But it's not something that I think demands success on a given night. And honestly, he kind of executed the thing and it didn't work. Now Colton Gordon is lined up to get the Dodgers. You don't really want that, but he could get the Rangers after that. And yeah, that seems good to me. The Rangers offense is not very good, and this could be another win for Colton Gordon. Emerson Hancock didn't do well against the Royals. 6 innings of 5 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, and just 1 strikeout. How am I supposed to butter my bread with that? Yeah, the changeup isn't working, so he's pretty much just going 4-seamer sinker. And Hancock does not have an exceptional 4-seamer or sinker. So, no, you don't want to be rolling with that. Chase DeLander didn't do well opposite Colton Gordon in Coors against the Astros. 2.2 innings of 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. How am I supposed to butter my bread with that? Yeah, I mean, you know this. Chase DeLander is not a finished product. He throws hard. It's empty velocity, unless he's getting his 4-seamer upstairs and really leaning into that flat attack angle. It's like 1.3, though. It's not like the 1.8 of DDA Fuentes. Yeah. DeLander isn't worth your time, especially pitching so much in Coors. And Shane Smith went against the Dodgers. This is interesting. It was 4.2 innings of 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Terrible, right? You don't like this. 15 whiffs though, 30% CSW, 97 pitches. And against the Dodgers, you didn't start this anyway. Is there anything that we can pull from it? Yes. 4-seamer is still there with velocity 96. And the curveball had an 8/22 whiff rate against lefties. And the curveball is not really a thing that you focus on a lot with Shane Smith, but it was down. And it was just 1 non-competitive hook here. That's really cool. No hits allowed on it. The kick change, though, was really bad. The slider was not good either. 4-seamer was okay. But I'm excited about that curveball development with Shane Smith, right? And I hope that sticks around against lefties. And I hope the changeup or slider can become that really good complement against righties. And then you have the 4-seamer working against both, hopefully. Right? So don't rule that out with Shane Smith whatsoever. He gets next the Rockies in Coors. Don't love it. I think it's showcasing. We're finally getting to the point that we need to actually respect Coors again. But then he would get the Guardians before the break after that, and that seems good to me. So I don't feel like you need to hold on to Shane Smith, but this might be something beneficial. There also could be fatigue in the second half as he's never pitched the full workload of a full season, right? So I'm not really feeling like I have to hold on to Shane Smith. All right, that is it for today. We have a lot of games coming up on Wednesday because of all the rainouts and suspended games yesterday. So I have 36 arms that I'm going to have to write about tonight. Oh boy. Have fun with today's games. My name is Nick Pollack, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high. Have fun with today's games, and don't forget, 25% off PL Pro with promo code PlusPitch700. That's capital letters plus pitch, one word, and 700 at the end to get 25% off PL Pro yearly. Go to pitcherlist.com/premium. Sign up today. Get all the best apps in baseball. You're going to get our live draft assistant and our pro dashboard for the next season. It's full year, 365 days you get of this. So enjoy that. I can't believe we did it, 700 episodes. All right, that is it for today. My name is Nick Pollack. May your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.